Hey, great to see you. My name's Nick Wealthall from transformmypoker.com and welcome to the latest in our award-winning series of preppy guys standing in front of a whiteboard with a marker and some numbers on the whiteboard talking about poker. It's a really niche category, that one. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about how to do well during a downswing, how to turn around a losing run. Now, downswings are not fun, we can all agree. Losing sucks, boo losing. Unfortunately, they're a part of poker. If you think about playing a poker tournament, only 15%, sometimes even less, of players that enter will actually get a prize, right? Everyone else loses. So it's really easy to have a losing run. The same is true in cash, because no matter how good you get at poker, it's a small margins game. You're only ever going to have a small edge, which means that a losing run is part of poker. If you looked at a really successful player's graph, it doesn't do that. It actually does that. It's a much smaller incline and it goes up and down, right? It's not a smooth incline. There are going to be losses when you play poker. So it's really important that you can deal with them and keep playing well. However, we're all human beings and, you know, it produces negative feelings. So I'm going to go through some practical tips to deal with a losing run. Some of them kind of inner game emotional stuff, some of them practical stuff. But the most important thing that I want you to take away from this is you need to be able to turn up at a poker game and play well and make good, clear thinking decisions. It's really important to realize that even if you've lost your last nine sessions in a row or bust out of your last 15 tournaments in a row, when you sit down at the table, the cards you're going to get, whether they're online or in live play, they don't know that you're on a losing run, right? It's just random. However, if you carry that losing run into the game, you're going to be thinking negatively. And if you lose the first couple of pots, it's really easy to go on a downward spiral where you start thinking, why me? Why does this always happen to me? I can't win. And then you're not thinking clearly and it becomes impossible to win, right? It becomes a self-fulfilling thing. So the most important thing is that you find a way for that not to happen. I'm going to give you some advice. Use what works. The most important thing is that you're able to think clearly at the table. All right, the first thing you can do during a losing run is think about times when you weren't losing. So think about times when you were winning. So positive experience. I would recommend you either stop this video and do this exercise or do it after the video, but just take 5 or 6 minutes to write a bullet point list of positive experiences you've had with your poker. So this could be anything that you're proud of or that you've done well in the past, and it could be small things or big things. So it could be a hand you've played well, the first big bluff you ever pulled off, I know you remember that one, the first time you 4-bet bluff, the first time that you called someone down and found that they were bluffing, or it could be bigger things like when you moved up a certain limit, when you won real money for the first time, when you won a poker tournament. Make a list of bullet points of positive experiences that make you feel good, because our brains tend to just react to the last thing they've seen, right? It's to do with being kind of a wild animal and constantly looking for danger. And if the last thing you remember is losing, well, you're going to carry that into the game. So one of the ways we can get around that is by, and it's quite a nice thing to do as well, thinking about the good times, right? Thinking about the positive experiences we've had. So try this if you're currently in a losing run. All right. The second thing that you can do is, well, it's probably not going to be too popular, this one. Work harder. Work harder. The problem with playing a lot of poker is that we can't control the outcome of any hand or any session, right? We make good decisions and then we get paid off on those good decisions more times than we lose. But like I said, the margins are small. So you cannot control whether you're going to have a winning session or a losing session the next time you play. All you can do is give yourself the best chance to win. So that's the bit we can control. So don't spend time thinking about your downswing, as hard as that may be. Spend time thinking about the decisions that you've made. When you're losing, it's even more incentive to work harder. And I know nobody wants to kind of spend time studying away from the table, but that's how you get good. That's how you improve. Look at the decisions you've made, get new information, integrate it into your game, look at how good players are playing, you know, watch a winning player and find out what they're doing better than you. Work harder, because that's the bit of the game that you can control. Another great practical thing to do to make downswings more enjoyable, that's not the right word, more bearable, is to have a big bankroll. Have a big bankroll. So when I say big, I don't mean hundreds of thousands of dollars. It doesn't matter how much money it is. But when I say big, I mean a lot of buy-ins. So whether you buy in for a tiny amount or a large amount in your normal game, a lot of multiples of that amount. A lot of buy-ins is what I mean by a big bankroll, whether it's cash or tournaments or sit and goes. Now this helps in a couple of ways. First of all, the impact of losing is lessened, right? So let's say you have 20% of the money that you have for poker on the table and you lose it. That's going to have a big impact, doesn't matter who you are, right? That's not going to make you feel good. Now let's say you have 0.5% of the money you have for poker on the table and you lose it. Well, you're still not going to feel happy that you lost, but it's not going to have that big existential, oh my God, this is a disaster impact, is it? So having a big bankroll, lots of multiples of buy-ins, allows you to sustain losses emotionally better, right? A losing run's not going to hurt as much. And that's really important because you're not a robot, you're a human being trying to control their emotions while trying to play a challenging game. So that's benefit number one. Benefit number two is if you can multi-table or if you can play a lot with your smaller percentage of your bankroll, your downswing won't last as long. Because, I mean, in real time in the world, because if you're playing like 6 tables at once with 0.5% of your bankroll on each table, and your downswing was going to be, you know, X amount of hands of downswing, well, you'll get through that in 1 or 2 sessions. Whereas if you're playing 1 table at a time and you've got a bigger percentage of your bankroll in play, well, that session could last several weeks and be exactly the same amount of bad luck, if you see what I mean. So having a big bankroll will really help you out with this. All right, number 4 thing you can do during a downswing is play more or play less. So adjust your playing frequency. Play more or less. 2 different solutions. Like I said, you need to find what works for you. So have a think about what's going to work for you if you are in a downswing or you are on a losing run. The benefit of playing more is that you get through the losing run quicker. Now that kind of sounds a bit weird, but the bottom line is, if you are a winning player, your results will revert to that mean, right? So the downswing is going to be an aberration. So by playing more, you get through it. The other benefit of playing more is that you are working harder and improving. If you play more and analyze more, you improve quicker. That's the part of poker we can control, and your results will follow. Now, the times that you shouldn't play more is if what I said at the start of the video is true and you're just feeling negative and down about your poker. Right, then you shouldn't play more because you're just inviting more losses because you're not thinking clearly and positively at the poker table. So then sometimes the answer is going to be to play less, to actually take a break, to chill out from poker, to go and do something else fun. There are other fun things in the world, I promise. They're not as good as poker, but there are other things you can do. So playing less is a good idea, taking a break. And the metric you need to use to end your break or to get back into action is, if I start losing in this session after taking a break, am I going to feel okay about it, or am I going to get on that negative death spiral? So playing more or playing less can be the answer. And finally, possibly the key one left till last, is have fun. Get the fun back. Get the fun back. Feels like that was a 1980s pop song. Was it? Get the fun back. Poker is a game, right? We're incredibly lucky to have the time on this planet to play games. It's not hunting for food, it's not survival, it's fun, right? So if you've got to the point with poker where you've lost motivation, you're on a downswing, you feel bad about it, and it's not fun, you shouldn't be doing it, right? It doesn't make any sense to do it. There's other things that you could be doing. So maybe you want to take a break, but maybe you just want to get the fun back with your poker. So instead of kind of really trying hard to beat a specific game that you really want to beat, or a limit that you're at playing seriously, drop down several limits and play a loose, splashy style at a really, really low limit. Or, you know, get out of the house and go to your local card room and play a low buy-in event. Better yet, why not try a home game? Invite some people round, or find a home game you can go to where poker's more fun and relaxed and it's more about, having fun with other people and messing about than it is playing seriously. Or maybe even learn a new game. Learn Omaha or Badoogie or Badesi or Triple Draw, or one of those other poker games that people still play, because that kind of new learning experience can be a real kind of game changer as well. Whatever it takes, get the fun back into poker. Stop linking poker to losing and negative feelings and start linking it to fun, winning, enjoyable social experiences, because you should be having fun playing. and having a downswing is definitely not that much fun. So there you go, a mixture of practical and emotional stuff to work on. I really hope you're not in a downswing right now. If you are, I hope this helps. If you're not, good for you. Remember this stuff when you are, because remember, losing is part of poker. It's just about getting through those losing runs as quickly as we can to get back to winning ways. All right, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed bringing it to you, and I hope it was of value to you. If you'd like more of the same, then subscribe by clicking the link on screen, or you can click underneath here. You can also like the video if you've liked it, or leave me a comment so I know what to make a video about for you next time. Now, if you'd like some more advanced help with your poker game and you're ready to really take things seriously and make a big change for the better in your confidence, knowledge, and results, then come over to our website, transformmypoker.com. The link is on screen. Click the link, transformmypoker.com. You can enter your email over there, and I will send you some of our very best stuff for free, an advanced video training series that gives you a step-by-step system for getting some rapid improvement in your game. All right, till the next time, take it easy and have fun. I will talk to you again in another one of these videos very soon.